Coming up on this edition of the Newsfeed, October is not only Halloween and breast cancer awareness, but also Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Plus, the Squire Student Center is currently undergoing a major renovation with several barricades surrounding the area inside and out.
And in the upcoming admissions cycle, Virginia Tech has implemented 3 huge changes to their admission decision-making. Those stories and more are just ahead. Hello, and thanks for joining us for this edition of the Newsfeed. I'm Autumn Tells.
And I'm Dakota Richmond.
Recently, the Supreme Court made the decision to end affirmative action for university admissions. This has led Virginia Tech and many other institutions to make additional changes to their admission cycles. This makes the upcoming 2023-2024 admission cycle much different from years past. In the upcoming admissions cycle, Virginia Tech has implemented 3 changes: no race-based admissions, no legacy admissions, and no early decision application. In the 1990s, California public universities ended affirmative action. This led to a steep drop-off in enrollment of Latino and African American students by nearly half. Dr. Weaver Hightower notes that removing legacy and early decision students may have been seen as a way to rectify the situation.
Something that has shown time and again that it tends to privilege white, more well-to-do kids. And so I think it was actually a good decision to say, we should probably end this because of that sort of racial imbalance.
Hightower remarks that removing legacy admissions can irritate school donors, but overall makes the application process much more fair. With no early decision, early action applicants will be likely to experience more competition, and there may be a higher deferment rate towards regular decision. The upcoming admission cycles will likely be very revealing of the college application process.
October marks the beginning of fall with the changing leaves and cold weather. For some, though, October brings a different meaning as it also represents Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Newsfeed reporter Eden Kaplan has more with the story.
Since October 1987, when the first domestic violence hotline was established, October has been nationally recognized as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Today, resource centers for domestic violence work tirelessly all month to spread awareness about domestic violence and spread love to victims and their support systems. The New River Valley Women's Resource Center in Radford, Virginia, is one of these centers that has been working to spread awareness this month. Though October is dedicated to domestic violence awareness, people like Laura Beth Weaver, director of the Women's Resource Center, work all year long to spread awareness.
I always kind of have a push-pull relationship with awareness months because our clients don't get to choose just one month a year. They are intimately aware of this violence all year long and the cycles and the trauma that it imposes on their lives.
Weaver continued to show her support this week when herself and 2 co-workers judged Mock Rock, a charity dance competition held by the Alpha Chi Omega sorority at Virginia Tech, where organizations perform at Burris Hall to raise money and awareness for domestic violence. Volunteers show out year-round to assist resource centers in relocating victims and donating supplies. One of these volunteers, Anesh Pandey, donates his labor whenever possible.
I went to the shelter where they house a lot of our clients there, and I moved an old refrigerator that was being used downstairs and replaced it with a new one. Moved a couple couches around.
This October, the New River Valley is coming together to support victims of domestic violence. Reporting for the Newsfeed, I'm Eden Kaplan.
Just ahead on the Newsfeed, the state is on track to complete a new Christiansburg station and launch service to the New River Valley in 2026.
And get ready for a transformation like no other as Virginia Tech's Squire Student Center is undergoing a major renovation. That story and more after this break.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason. Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. I call.
Welcome back to the newsfeed. I'm Dakota Richmond. A new form of public transportation is coming to the New River Valley. A new Amtrak passenger rail is going to be built from Roanoke to Christiansburg. This project is expected to change travel and tourism in the area. Newsfeed reporter Jackson Hardy has the story.
A new passenger rail train is coming to Christiansburg. On a project that has been in the works for years, Amtrak's Northeast Regional Service is extending further south to the New River Valley. It will run parallel to the Huckleberry Trail, giving passengers a scenic view. And the station will be located right next to Uptown Christiansburg, the local mall. The extension of this Amtrak service from Roanoke is expected to have a huge effect on travel, tourism, and the economy. Lawrence Hinker, the spokesman for NRV Rail Initiative, says the Amtrak service may be able to add some life into the retail industry.
That's what's ailing shopping malls all across this country is foot traffic. And so to the degree that we can bring in several hundred, if not several thousand people a day into that area, that would certainly be a benefit for the mall.
CEO of the Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce, Steve Baffuto, says this railway can cause a boom for local businesses.
You're going to have the hotel industry is going to do well, the restaurants, and then the retail establishments are going to see a boom because you're going to have people that come into the area just for tourism, just to travel around and see what the New River Valley has to offer, what Montgomery County has to offer.
Uptown Christiansburg Shopping Mall is currently being sold once again to the highest bidder. But the addition of the Amtrak station may add a spark to its sales. The project is expected to be finished by 2026, but they hope to hear more before the end of the year. Reporting in Christiansburg, I'm Jackson Hardy.
Virginia Tech is working to update accessible entry points to Squires Student Center. Right now, Squires is undergoing its second phase of a multi-phase project to further this goal. Let's go live to Newsfeed reporter Alex Conkey, who has more on the new sidewalk.
The Division of Campus Planning, Infrastructure, and Facilities is starting renovations on the sidewalk outside Squires Student Center this month. This will impact foot traffic in a particularly busy part of campus. The sidewalk between the Squires Food Court and the entrance to the building will be closed for the next few months as construction crews complete a renovation on the Odie Street side of the building. Barricades around the work area are set up to block pedestrians from accessing that part of the sidewalk. However, the section under Squires overhang will be open for building entry.
What was missing was a ramp that brought people from this intermediate tier to the uppermost tier. So in this planter behind us, it's going to be reconfigured so that there's a ramp that connects an accessible route all the way from here to the north or the west side of Squires.
The sidewalk is set to be completed on December 1st. The work being done will allow those with mobility issues to enter Squires easier than before. I'm Alex Conkey reporting. Back to you in the studio.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a time dedicated to running fundraisers and raising donations for cancer research. This past weekend, Virginia Tech sports teams dressed in pink for the cause. Reporter Olivia Coaches has more in the next story.
Virginia Tech swim and dive teams, women's volleyball team, and women's soccer team wore pink ribbons and uniforms to raise breast cancer awareness. Every year in the United States, about 240,000 cases of breast cancer are diagnosed in women and about 2,100 cases in men. About 42,000 women and 500 men in the U.S. die each year from breast cancer. With these statistics on the rise, medical professionals urge all women above their 40s to be screened for breast cancer. Lisa Atkinson, imaging director of Carilion Clinic, gives insight on how mammograms can help detect early signs of cancer.
For what we call architectural distortion. So there shouldn't be any straight lines in a breast. It should be curved. It should be, soft. There shouldn't be any large clumps of dense white or like little tendrils coming out. So we look for those kind of things.
Even with a lucky result, cancer affects most everyone in some sort of way. If not directly, then through watching a friend or family member fight to survive. Emma Pawlowski, number 26 of the Virginia Tech's women's soccer team, holds breast cancer awareness close to heart.
For me, I have a personal connection to it. So every month this means a lot for me, and the fact that we're able to represent it here is huge.
Giving messages of hope to those who are victims of cancer and those who caregive is a team effort. It takes the actions of many to make a difference. I'm Olivia Coaches reporting for the Newsfeed.
That will wrap up this edition of the Newsfeed. If you have a story idea for the Newsfeed, let us know. Send us an email at thenewsfeednrv@gmail.com, or you can connect with us on the Newsfeed social medias. Thank you for watching. I'm Autumn Tells.
And I'm Dakota Richmond.